There's three major issues that I speak about frequently. One of them is doctoring the numbers. A father and a mother have an equal chance of killing their child with a violent death. However, men are more likely to be murdered. Men are more likely to be killed, a lot more likely. Now, when it comes to domestic abuse, yes, a woman is more likely to be killed by her husband. But a man is twice likely to be killed by one of her friends. That's right, he is twice as likely to be killed by one of her friends. Also, poisoning is not considered a violent death, which is where, well, a lot of the doctored statistics come from. We only want to use the word violent to paint men as violent. It's men's fault that they're violent. Meanwhile, we've noticed recently that women are far more violent-minded. Far more women are extremely violent-minded than men. A lot more. Now, when I speak about kids in dumpsters and drowning their kids, this is also one of those things not considered violent. But I can't speak about one of these things without another headline popping up within a day of another woman doing these things. Another woman throwing her babies in the garbage can. Or more than one. Somebody threw 2 infants in a garbage can. Got the notification yesterday. I also spoke up the day before yesterday about how women, although they are just as likely to kill a child through violence, all of the other methods are nearly exclusively women only. Men aren't likely to poison their wives. That's not to say that it's never been done. Men are less likely to poison their children. That's not to say that it's never been done. Women are more likely to beat on their children than men. A lot more likely to beat on their children than men. Women are more likely to be physically assaultive towards their partner. Whether their partner is male or female is arbitrary. Now, we've gotten to see recently in lesbian relationships that literally lesbian relationships are the most violent relationships in America. The most violent, bar none. Per capita, 2 women are more likely to beat on each other through the entire relationship than 2 homosexual males who are, well, what do we say about homosexual males? We say that they're violent because they're male. They've got testosterone, so they're violent. Testosterone doesn't make you violent, stupid. Testosterone does not make you violent. There's I want to say he's in Memphis, Tennessee. A guy whose body produces twice as much testosterone as another man's. Gives him heart problems, gives him muscle problems. Now, sure, he's a beefcake, but he's not like a massive beefcake. He doesn't lift weights. He's just big because of the testosterone. It helps to increase the muscle growth. But also, because of that, his heart doesn't work so well. He's not angry all the time. He's a pretty tranquil feller. When he talks about the things that he likes and enjoys, it's not MMA, it's not football, it's his horticulture. That's not the culture of prostitutes. That's plants and plant growth. We keep pushing this men thing. Women are 5 times more likely to have sex with a student. 5 times more likely. The woman here who had sex with a student spent 6 hours in jail. 6 hours for molesting a child. Or, sorry, for having sex with a child. Dallas Palmer talked about that. The child that was abused was his friend. And he's still trying to get something going against that woman. But we can't see women as anything other than victims, can we? Do you guys call for the murder of these people the way that you call for the murder of myself? We need to stop blaming everything on men, especially when the majority of violence from men is a result of women manipulating. Now, that's not to say that it's her fault that those men did those things. It's not her fault that they chose to. But at the same time, she did intentionally manipulate the situation, hoping that they would. Oh, when I said he raped me, I didn't know that those guys were going to go do that. Yes, you fucking did. The hell you didn't. Sure, you didn't know for certain that they would, but you had hoped that they would, or you wouldn't have done it. A lot of y'all don't seem to understand that there's a big cultural difference between men and women here in the United States. Men are expected to take it, especially if they're broke. The cops rarely take a report from us. They won't allow us to make a safe report. All of the people here in Tillamook, Oregon, who have been breaking the law since I got here, all of these professionals, every single one of them knows that they're committing a felony when they commit a felony, yet they do it anyway. Life is grand. I'm gonna relocate. There's a lady who was gonna call me this morning, and it doesn't look like that's gonna happen. She's a few hours different. They're 3 hours off from us here in Oregon. So right now, she was going to call me this morning, and it's 8:31, so it'd be 11:31 of her time. Stop giving women a free ride. I do mean that. When a woman commits a crime, well, you need to look at the evidence before passing judgment, but you won't. The teacher here, well, I don't think she's a teacher anymore. I certainly hope she's not. Tank of gas, there's no way I'm going to make it to the end of the month on this. Oh, my door's not closed. There it goes. I'm tired of women getting away with whatever they want. I'm tired of women being taught that they can do whatever they want without consequence. I'm tired of women getting away with sexually abusing people, and us, as men, we're taught that it's not sexual abuse if it happens to us. If you look a woman's direction, then it's rapey if you're ugly. But if a woman sticks her hands down your pants while you're sleeping, you're supposed to be glad that somebody wants to touch your stuff. What happened to the woman who stuck her hands down my pants while I was sleeping? While I was homeless. I didn't know what the hell was rooting around in there, and it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. I spun as quickly as I could to get away from whatever the hell it was that was rooting around in the top of my trousers. I was hoping it wasn't a raccoon that was going to latch on to whatever the hell it could as fast as possible. Unfortunately, it was a woman's wrist, caught in my belt, and it broke. Moral of the story, don't molest people in their sleep. When a woman does something wrong, fuck this, us girls gotta stick together. Ray Ann Ingersoll pulled that shit with Amy Cleena Kingery's kids. Us girls gotta stick together. Meanwhile, she was beating on them kids. Getting drunk and beating on them kids every time she had a problem. What was her problem? She missed her sons. What happened to Ray Ann Ingersoll? Drank herself to death, died of a fucking seizure.